welcome back to the SAP ABAP beginner series. So in this video I will be showing you three things, and what we'll cover is the first one is how to install Eclipse and ABAP development tools, which is popularly known as ADT, and we are also going to be covering why is this important, why is it important to switch from the old school SAP ADT to Eclipse, and also I'm going to be covering how to install the abapGit plugin and why you need it in this course. So in the first part, which is installing Eclipse, and when we install Eclipse, we are also going to include the ABAP development tool, which is the ADT. And before we move further, what is Eclipse and ADT? So I'm sure you are aware, Eclipse is a modern general purpose IDE used by millions of developers, and ADT is known as the ABAP development tools, and this is SAP's modern ABAP editor that is built inside Eclipse. So you can think of it this way: SAP is good, it's powerful, but of course it's old. ADT is where SAP is putting all the new innovation. So when you talk about CDS, when you talk about RAP, when you talk about BTP, new editors, modern debugging, this is where SAP is putting all those new innovation, which is the ADT. So if you want to work with S4HANA and then future ABAP, ADT is where you need to be. So you need Eclipse and you need to install ADT on Eclipse to be able to use ABAP development tools. Further on, we want to talk about the prerequisites. So I want to believe that you have a Java runtime installed, which is the JDK or JRE, and then you should also have an SAP graphical user interface installed, because some classic tools will still open inside Eclipse. And then you should also have an ABAP system where ADT services are active. Okay, so these are the three prerequisites for you to be able to follow along. And then we move on to the next step, which is to download and to launch Eclipse. So the first step is you can search on Google, or you can visit the Eclipse website, the download page, and then download Eclipse IDE for Java developers. So I'm going to be showing you that now. Alright, so when you're in eclipseide.org, you can click on the download button right here. So let's download the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. We click on that, and then so this tutorial is for Windows users, so you can check if you have Mac OS. So for Windows users, you can click on this. Takes us to the download link. You can click on download. Alright, so once you have downloaded the zip file, you can extract the zip to any folder of choice. Just click and extract the files. So the files have been extracted. Afterwards, we open the folder, click on this one right here, install Eclipse. Yeah, so you can use the default folder and say launch. Yeah, starting Eclipse IDE. Alright, so we have our Eclipse IDE open. So just as a side note, in case you want to increase the font or to decrease, you can head over to Window, then select Preferences, and then you can go to Appearance, General Appearance, then you can see colors and fonts here, and then when you click on colors and fonts, you go to text font, and then you click on edit. So right here you can change the font text. Alright, we have opened our Eclipse, and then we have chosen a workspace. The next thing we need to do now is to install the ABAP development tools, and these are the steps. We need to go to the help menu, and then enter this URL, and we follow the prompt, and we finish up with the installation of the ADT on our Eclipse. So I'll proceed to do that now. Alright, so here we click on help, look at help right here, and then we go to install new software, and here work with. So in the work with field, we are going to paste SAP's update site URL. So we are going to select so we're going to paste the URL for the ABAP development tools. So if you go to this link right here, tools.hana.ondemand.com, and then you see ABAP development tools. So when you click on ABAP development tools, right here you are even going to see the steps on how to install the ADT. And so we need this URL, right here, and it ended with /latest, so which means it will get the latest ADT. So we come right here and then we paste it right in. Okay, so after we have done that, just select next. Yeah, I can just click on add and save it locally. Let's just see ADT, right? Add. Okay, so after you have clicked on add, then you can just select ABAP development tools right here. Yeah, if you are installing other tools, you can also select this, but for this demo we select ABAP development tools and then click on next. So on the next page we get these install details. We need to review the items to be installed. So we are installing ABAP business object tools, ABAP core development tools, ABAP development tools for SAP HANA, ABAP development tools for WebDime Pro, ABAP enterprise services and integration development. Yeah, so then click on next, and yeah, you have this license agreement. Read it, accept the terms of the license agreement, and then click finish. So you get these trust authorities. Then you can select this right here and said, yeah, trust selected. So we need to trust them. We need to trust content originating from the following authorities, and then click on trust selected. Okay, so now that we have done that, so how do we know that our ADT has been installed? We can go ahead to open the perspective. So by going to Windows and then click on perspective right here, click on open perspective and then go to other, and you'll see ABAP here. So you're going to select ABAP. Now then open. Okay, so we have opened this perspective. Now for those of you who does not know, a perspective in Eclipse is just a ready-made workspace, a workspace layout that actually shows the right tools for the type of work you want to do. So in this particular time, we have opened a perspective for the ABAP. For instance, when you are cooking, what is that environment? You need ingredients, you need knife, you need pots in the kitchen counter. So Eclipse does the same thing with perspectives. So a perspective is a specific arrangement of windows and tools inside Eclipse for a specific task. So it decides what panel you see, decides where they appear, which tools are accessible. All right. So for example, you see ABAP perspective for writing ABAP code. So you're going to see Project Explorer, you're going to see Code Editor, you're going to see Console, you're going to see outline, and also you're going to see debugger. Oh, and also there's Joel. Okay, and you're going to see breakpoints, and Git perspective for version control will show things like repositories, changes, commits, and you're not installing new softwares. You're actually switching between views and layout. So I hope that's clear. So we are in the ADT perspective right now. All right, so you see that I already have the SAP logon on my system, so automatically it got connected. And then when I double click on this, it's going to ask for my password so I can be able to log into the system. So I've entered my password and then click on OK. So it's going to load all my repositories. So you could see my local objects. If you expand this, you'll see the dictionary that I created, database tables, and favorite packages. Okay, there's some favorite packages. Let's go to system library. So it's loading contents. So I usually do not save so much things in the local objects. So most times I create my packages. All right, this is the package I usually use, ZV5. So if you expand this, you could see the employee leave management system that I created, and dictionaries that I created, data elements, search objects. So these are all the things I created. So we found to check a program that I created before. I can go to source code library, right? And then right here, you see function groups, you see include programs, and yeah, let's click on programs. Of course, if you don't understand what's going on, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll also be going more in details to also explain the fundamentals now using Eclipse ADT. Okay, So instead of using the traditional or the old school SAT object navigator, so we're going to be using Eclipse from now on. And so, okay, so let me open one of the programs. So let's say this one the first ABAP code. Let's double click on this. Oh, okay. So my font is too much. All right, the font size is too much, so I'm going to reduce it. But here we could see reports, Z hello, and then hello world right at the top here. So you could, let me save first, control save. So then right here, this mark, you could check this is F2, control F2, syntax check. So let's see if there's any syntax check. If you see below here, say above syntax check, no error found. And then beside it, you see activate, and then next one, activate inactive. Activate, let's do this. So this has been activated. And then if you see this button, you can execute, click on this. So run as, this is an ABAP application. So we click on ABAP application and then okay. Yeah, and then see the output, we have hello world as our first output. And of course, I'm going to show you how to also create a program. So let's try to create one program with this SAP, with Eclipse ADT rather. Okay, so assuming you are new, complete new, so how do you create a new program? So what you need to do, so let me close this. Before then, let me also reduce the font size. Let's go to preference, general, appearance, colors and fonts, text font. So let's edit and we can keep it at 24. So I wanted a big font because I'm displaying for tutorial reasons. So apply and close. This is much better. You can also drag it this way. Okay, so how do we create a new program? You can right click on the project explorer. So these are project explorer right here. Let me minimize all this. Okay, so to create a test program, you can just right click on your project explorer and then go to new, select project. You can actually select ABAP project. So if it's a cloud project, select cloud project. If it's an ABAP class, you select class, function module, interface, package. So you have everything you need. Like in the old school SAT, you need to open transaction code, but with ABAP Eclipse, everything is text-based. So, okay, so to create a new program, so what we just need to do is to go to a package of choice. And if you don't have a package, you can go to right-click on the Project Explorer, go to New. Here you can create ABAP package. When you use SAT, you know how to create a package when creating a project, but here you can create a package. But since I already have a package in the system, I can go to System Library and my package that we just saw, show remaining 216, is way down. So right here, okay. All right, so create a program, you right click on the package, you go to New. So we want to create an ABAP program, but right here you don't see an ABAP program. Here you see ABAP class, ABAP interface, ABAP package. So you can select other ABAP repository object, and there are lots of it, man. There are lots of it, and it takes, see, we have many of them. And so every repository object that we could create with SAT, we can also get them here. So right here we can look for source code library, and under source code library we see the ABAP program. You can select ABAP program and then click on next. So what is the name of this ABAP program? So let me call it ZADT underscore test setup. Okay, so this is the name, and then we give it a description and say Eclipse ADT test report, and then click on next. Original language system program, just click on next. So right here, select transport request, the selected transport request to be used. Choose from requests in which I am involved. And these are the previous requests, transport requests that I've used. So if you are familiar with my programming background, you should understand what I'm saying already. So if you don't understand what I'm saying by transport requests, go back and watch the SAT videos, the ABAP fundamentals videos that I have already uploaded. A link to that video will be in the description for you to know more about what the transport request is. So here we can, let me just say, create a new transport request description. Let's say ADT, that's ABAP development tests report, and then CTS project, no, enter request number. So we are creating a new request. So if you have your request number, you can enter here, but we are going to create a new request. So click on finish. So it's creating. Okay, now you see that we have our editor, our program editor. So you see the difference in how to create editor using the Eclipse ADT and when you use the SAP. Alright, so the first thing, let's just type a simple program. Let's say start of selection, and then at the start of selection, we are going to display some text. The keyword is write, so when we want to display text, we use the write statement, write, and then a new line, and say, of course, we need to put it in quotation, and say Eclipse ADT test report is running, alright, and then end your statement with a period, and I want it to also display the user that is logged in, so I can use write on a new line, so quotation and say user, comma. So there's a system variable called sy-u name. So this will automatically print out the name of the current user. So system_uname will print out the name of the current user. And then full stop. I also want to display the current date and time. So I can say write on a new line, put a quotation and say date /time, then put a comma and say sy-datum, comma sy-uhrzeit. So this is current time of application server. So you see that uhrzeit is current time of the application server. So these are system variables end with a period. Okay, and then I also want to display the system ID, so you can say write on a new line, quotation, and say system ID. So you put a comma to separate your text string from system variables. So sy-system ID, put a period, and then finally display the client ID. So it's a client, that will be system-mandt. So you see, say ABAP field, client ID of current user. So put it. So now we are going to save this. You can use Ctrl S to save, or you can click right up here to save. And then you can do a syntax check by clicking on this. So no errors found. We can activate Ctrl F3 on this. And after activation, we can execute right here. So run as ABAP application and then OK. So now you see Eclipse ADT test report. Eclipse ADT test report is running. The user is Fibuchola. The date and time is 28 November. And system ID is this. And the client is this. Alright, so congratulations, your ADT setup is complete. Now we are going to see why you should switch to Eclipse plus ADT. And of course, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please encourage me and subscribe. I'll be bringing more tutorials specifically for beginners to understand how to use Eclipse ADT for their ABAP development. This is very important, and the reason is because the future of ABAP is in ABAP development tools. So SAP GUI's SAT is maintenance mode, is in maintenance mode, so no big features are coming. Okay, so all modern ABAP features like CDS, RAP, annotations, business technology platform, new editors, they only exist in ADT. So if you want to stay relevant in ABAP development, this switch is not optional. Okay, it's not optional. And now the second reason is because it gives productivity. You have a modern code editor, so unlike the old school SAP code editor that you are struggling with auto corrections and everything, you have real-time syntax checks, you have powerful refactoring, you have navigation with Ctrl+click, and then you can even search everywhere. There are quick fixes. There's introduction of Joel, which is an AI powered code assistant. You have easy class and method creation, better debugging tools, multi-system development in one window, data preview for tables and CDS views. So this will boost your productivity. You cannot afford not to use Eclipse and ADT. Now, another reason why you should switch to ADT is because of stability and work comfort. So if you are using the SAP GUI, you are only limited to around 6 sections. And also, if something happens and your SAP GUI freezes, there's probability that you're going to lose some work, you're going to lose your work. And Eclipse stays open with ADT, so even if something happens, you will not lose anything. So stability and comfort is another reason why you should switch to Eclipse and ADT if you have not done so. So ADT can fully handle ABAP reports like we have seen. We just created a simple ABAP report, and then you can also create classes, you can create interfaces, you can also create test classes, function modules, which is the code part, you can create dictionary object, CDS views, debugging and performance, transport organizer, data preview. So all this you can do with Eclipse ADT, the screen painter, which uses transaction code SE51, the menu painter, which is SE41, and also some older dictionary utilities, and also smart forms editors actually. So don't worry, ADT will open this in an embedded SAP GUI, so everything still stays inside Eclipse. Now, the final part of this tutorial is the part 3. You are going to install the abapGit. abapGit, what is abapGit? So abapGit is an open source Git client for ABAP. It allows you to move your ABAP code between systems. So you can save your objects in GitHub or GitLab, and you can create different versions for your work. You can also share complete projects with students, with teams, or with recruiters. So you need to install abapGit in Eclipse. So this is very important, very, very important, okay? And for this course, as we proceed, every project we build will be available in Git, so you can download the exact same code. Now, we are going to install the abapGit. So this similar procedure to how we did it. We go to help, install new software. We are going to this web address and then follow the installation procedure. The link to this installation will be in the description. You can have a look. All right, so to install the abapGit Eclipse plugin, we go to help and go right to install new software, similar to how we installed the ADT. And right here we can paste the URL, and I can add this, just say add, just say abapGit. And then you click right here, next. So this will install abapGit, and then so after installation you can click finish. So when you have installed, you can either exit or restart. So I would recommend exiting, because the first time I did restart, the tools were not properly installed. So you can exit the workbench and restart the Eclipse IDE again. This is for this setup video, and we have installed Eclipse. We have added ABAP development tools, SAP system. We have switched into the modern environment. We have installed abapGit, although it's not yet functional. So in the next tutorials, all our coding will be done inside Eclipse. Of course, if you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more beginner-friendly tutorials. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.